Started off boxing when I was about 15 years old. I constantly kept seeing, MMA and mixed martial arts. I didn't really know what it was. One day I watched the fight. It was BJ Penn versus Joe Stevenson. And I was like, I kind of like that. I thought that's something I might be able to do. I knew I wanted to do this the moment I stepped on the mat. And when my mind is made up, it's just, I'm pretty stubborn.
That's just how Randy is. He's passionate about what he does. When he sets his mind to something, that's what he's doing, no ifs, ands, or buts.
One of the things that makes, Randy Brown such a great fighter, beyond the skill set, is that he wants to fight. A lot of people want to fight, but nobody wants to fight. In other words, they want the glitz and the glamour, but they don't want to do the work that's necessary. So I think Randy's strength is his heart, his mind, his spirit.
I know the work that I'm putting in, I've sacrificed everything. I've given up everything to do this.
He's not going to make excuses. He's not going to give up. And when he's pushed back to the wall, sometimes the one he does is the best work.
This is huge to make it to the UFC. Like, there were many, many no's, and he kept pushing. So to, win that fight that he did, to shake Dana White's hand, it's everything that he's worked for.
Fighting in front of Dana, it was just a dope situation, knowing that Dana's there. But it didn't bother me, man. As you guys get to know me, you'll see, it didn't affect the way I fought. Honestly, once I stepped in the ring, I had no thought of UFC, no thought of Dana White. My mind is empty, and I'm focused on the person in front of me. Growing up in Jamaica is the type of thing that, just having that rough upbringing, going through the things that I've been through and all that, it's like, nothing can bother me. At the end of the day, it's just a fight. Growing up in Jamaica, I think it put things into contrast for me, Not so fortunate here is not that as bad as you would think. That always made me look at, things like that, as far as fighting and stuff like that, it's like, I want to be able to inspire, the youth in Jamaica. I want to be able to inspire a little kid, like myself maybe, could see it and be like, oh, I can do the same thing, My family wasn't very, supportive of what I do, especially coming from a Caribbean family. It's kind of like any sport that you're doing other than track and field or soccer is kind of like taboo, especially fighting in a cage. You're supposed to go to school, graduate, get a job, and just, that's how it's supposed to be.
I don't think a lot of people in my family kind of really understood it, the discipline, the hard work, but the more we learned about it, the more we embraced it.
The people around me now, they've become my family. My sister Kimberly, she's always been supportive. I had everybody against me, this.
Everyone.
Everybody, yes. Everyone's like,
most
nah,
people
don't do
would
that.
just, do what they're told.
Yeah.
But you didn't.
Come in my room, let me show you something real quick. All right, so this is my son Uriah, all right? He's about 5 years old now. I'm doing this for him, so this is something that, every time I think about him, it just pushes me to just push even harder, when I feel like quitting or whatever, I think about him and I'm able to get through it. Sensei's like a father to me, you know what I mean? Because I didn't grow up with my father or anything like that.
Our relationship goes beyond coach, trainer. It's a little more than that. It's a little deeper than that.
He taught me life lessons, how to be a man, how I want to portray myself, even when I get to the UFC. He's been grooming me for this moment since day one, because he saw the potential in me.
In the future, I see Randy Brown taking it all the way to the top. That's been our goal from day one. But we got to take it step by step. So the key right now, first fight is Matt Dwyer. We're now looking past him. All of our focus is January 30th.
Dwyer's just another guy, that's standing in my way, just like the other guys were. He might be a little bit higher caliber, but I'm high caliber as well. My advantages over Matt Dwyer is my emptiness. I'm going in there, no mind, My sensei's always taught me that. No mind is the best way to enter into a battle. If I'm overthinking, then I won't want to attack and I want to wait. If I'm not thinking, I'm there to do a job, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm not worried about what he's going to do to me. He has to worry about what I'm going to do. Of course, I'm happy that I'm in the UFC, you know what I mean? But getting to the UFC is not enough, that's just the beginning. I'm there for a legacy, I'm there to do some things, and make a name for myself. I want to be a champion, and I'm going to go in there, and I got to take some heads, you know what I mean? That's what I got to do.